everybody, and welcome back. It's lovely to see you all again. Thank you so much for joining us today. You're here for a reason, as you know. We give out guidance messages out there, and if you see our little YouTube notification, you think, "Oh, I'm a bit curious about that," and you come on, that's because you were made curious about it. And so the energy is now full on. Okey-dokey. As you know, my name is Linda, and I live in Australia, in Queensland, the Sunshine Coast, and I just love getting your messages when you say to me, "Oh, I'm from Colorado, or I'm from Ireland, or I'm from anywhere in the world." It's just I get a kick out of it. I really, really do. And that's because, when I began this journey many, many, many years ago, there weren't even mobile phones. So I'm giving my age away a little bit there, but that's okay. Wisdom and experience come with age, don't they? Yes. And so I just love technology. I find it very frustrating, of course. Oh my goodness me. But I love it. I can reach out to the world and share this wonderful gift of channeling from the spirit realm, helping mankind, advising you, guiding you, hopefully giving you hope. That's often what it's all about. We are going to be starting up on this channel, also psychic development. Now, I did for many years train people for many many moons to discover their gifts, to learn to work with the gifts, their psychic abilities, their healing abilities, and so on. And there are many of you out there that you have nobody to turn to. You don't have a mentor. You're unsure about who do I go to, where do I go, and so you can come to me. It's all free. There's no charge, and it's the way I give back. It's the way I give back for the beautiful life that I have. That Spirit Realms looked after me all my life. And we do have a blessed life. We are very blessed. We have a home of our own, which is wonderful. It's it's ours, and I do have a great life here in Australia. And so I want to give back. I want to give back, and this is how I do it. This is how we do it. Uh, so we'll be starting that soon, and that we'll probably put a notice up when you see my videos of this is your psychic development class, or class one, or class. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. It'll come to me. Spirit will bring it to us. And of course, we've started now to do the star signs for the month, because I had a lot of people asking me, and I did them in this month for the very first time. And wow, I'm really happy with the response. And so we'll also be doing that too. So September, another week or so, we'll probably be doing September for you to see what to look forward to in that month. I have two new decks here, and I've got one arriving today in the post. I have lots of decks. These are behind me on the shelf are nothing to what I actually have. But I have discovered some newbies, and I love them. And so this is the deck that I use every morning with my lady guide, and she masters all the decks. She's in charge of all the decks, and she chooses the cards. And this is my private deck that's getting a little bit tatty now, but it's going to just have to get tatty because I'll never part with it. And we ask for guidance with this one. I also have the Letting Go deck, which is this one. The Letting Go deck by David R. Hawkins, which is a lovely deck of beautiful affirmations. They're just beautiful. I choose that one last, and that's the reason being that it always resonates and makes sense of the reading we've just given you, the messages we've just given you. I have a new deck that I absolutely love. And look, I don't usually give messages from books. However, um, this deck blew me away when it came to the wording of the description of each card. The lady that did that, my goodness me, she certainly knows how to put things into words. And I thought, wow, I really do feel I need to share the worded message with this because it is just a tarot deck. And so if you allow me to do that, we're only going to ask for one card, so I'll only be reading for one card. The rest will all be channeled through. And I really want to share it with you because it really is lovely and the messages are gorgeous. So we're going to do one of those. And we're going to now get started. Okay. Would you like to become a member of our family of believers? All you have to do is hit the subscribe button down there. Just hit, and you'll say, "Oh no, not another one I've subscribed to, but this one you won't regret." Okay. And please give me a little tick. I'd love it. So we're trying to build up our channel again. We've reopened it. I had a year off, and reopened it and it's going really well. I'm very happy that I finally got the courage to go on YouTube a while back, and now we're building our channel. So if you would, if you enjoy getting these messages from us and you're looking forward to growing with us, if you'd like to grow with us, because we are going to grow, please come and join us. Come and be part of the family because I will eventually do a live videos where you can come on and talk to me and maybe get a message direct from Spirit. So we'll be doing those in the future as well. Now let's see what would you like to talk about with everybody today, please? And I thank you for that. Okay. How interesting. So the very first message that Spirit has given you is the Hangman. So this is an interesting one. This is a little bit of a different deck, but anyway, this is all about looking at things from a different perspective. So, are you in a situation at the moment where you're questioning something? Um, and I am being told to say to you that whatever it is, you need to look into it just a little bit more. You could be at a bit of a standstill. You could be at a bit of a standstill. Um, one step forward, two steps back. Some of you may be feeling, I just don't seem to be able to I just don't seem to be able to go forward. I feel so stuck, I can't seem to save. Every time I get a bit of money, something happens. These sorts of situations, they put us into a state of stagnation up here, don't they? And also physically too in life, because if you've got a big bill just come in and you had a little bit of savings, well, maybe you've got to put things off. You can't go down to the shops and buy yourself a new blouse or a new pair of pants or something. So this can be a bit of stagnation. However, it is about looking at things a little bit differently. It's also important to be who you are. It's a message about that too. When I chose that card, there was another card next to it because I put it back because I choose them separately, but this was the card that was next to it. This is about balance. This is about the need for balance and a moderation. And so if you're in a bit of a temporary standstill at the moment and you need to be if you need to bring balance in or be a little bit moderate in your spending or the way you spend your life, well, it's not going to last forever because it's also about compromising. Yes, a little bit. Maybe you do need to compromise, but this is also about waiting for the perfect timing. Now, that makes sense. He's hanging around here. This hangman is hanging, waiting. What's he waiting for? He's waiting for perfect timing. And I'm being told to say this to you. And don't forget, my guy just mentioned, reminded me that today is the 19th of August. It's a new moon tonight, but also we're in a Mercury retrograde. And as you know, the planets, astrology, something I've been passionate about since I was around about 11. Love astrology. And I also believe very strongly in it because it proves itself all the time. But this Mercury retrograde, it's a good time to wait. Get things organised, yes. Work on something you've already started. It's not the best of times to sign a contract unless you're forced into it, unless you've got no other choice. But I mean, it's nearly over. It'll be over in at the end of this month. So we're on the 19th. So around about 10 days, I think. and it should be. But if you're in a situation at the moment where you've got no choice, you have to sign a contract. All you do is you make sure you just look into it properly. Make sure it is everything's fine, and believe that. Well, I know this is going to be okay. Don't allow fear in. Just say to yourself, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Because there are some very good planets too around at the same time. It's not just all about Mercury. But this is about um, working on something that maybe you've already started. You've been working hard. You just now you're just sort of thinking, well, I've done all this. I've done all this. Now I've got to try and work out how to put it out there. How am I going to do this? You could be in that sort of a situation. Well, what do I do now? I'm really not quite sure which way to go about this. Okay, I feel like I just feel like don't know how to move ahead. And this is all about cooperation and compromise. So this is about cooperating with others. Maybe you need to work with some others and, and work out how you're going to release this. How are you going to do this? How are you going to start this? How are you going to get it going? And there may be a need for a little bit of compromise. There may be cooperation, of course. The balance card, it's all the blue. I see all the blue around that. Blue is your throat chakra. Blue is about communication. So it's very important if you're in a situation at the moment where you know you need to communicate, well, please do that. Open up, speak your truth, put your ideas forward as well, put your opinion forward in a good way, maybe to try and bring balance into a situation or to bring balance back. Very much about timing, very much about timing. If you can hang off until the Mercury gets out of retrograde, turns around again, then that would be a good thing. If not, then just make sure check everything if you have to sign a document. Now, I'm just going to ask for one more, please, to help this story go along for our clients. Okay, okay. So again, this is you weighing things up, weighing up. So this is the lovers card. This can be about a relationship. It's also about your health. It's also about good health, and it's also working in cooperation with others too. It could be a partnership. So maybe you're working with somebody or trying to bring balance into bringing someone forward in a partnership. Maybe could be a husband and wife partnership. Could be a partnership. Okay. This is about communication, and building together, building things together, working together as a team. This is ruled by Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is all about health, bringing back health, but also about relationships. That's why Archangel Raphael is ruling the lovers, the partnership, because she's the angel that looks after partnerships and lovers, and it could be a relationship with a neighbour, could be a relationship with anybody at work. It's their relationships, their friendships, their relationships, connections between people, and that he heals them. So if you're in a relationship or a friendship of any kind, a business relationship, and there needs to be a little bit of healing, call on Archangel Raphael. I call on Archangel Raphael about my health because it's also the angel, the archangel for good health, really good health. This is about working together, and also weighing things up, not rushing in. Don't rush in. Weigh things up. Maybe a temporary standstill. All you need to do is compromise. Maybe there's a need for compromise, for a little bit of cooperation, speaking up, discussing things, and then putting a plan into place. I'm being told to say to you, the timing on everything that's going on around you at the moment. I'm being told that this timing is very important. What's going on around you at the moment is very, very important. And I want to just get a little bit more on this. if we may, please. These are good three things. So let's have a look here. Okay. Some of these cards have just got mixed up. So they shouldn't be there. So I don't know what's happened there. But anyway, we'll give these a little. We might go to this one because this is our new deck and this is tarot deck as well. It's not, it hasn't been messed up. So I don't know if you're playing with those. Anyway, so let's have a little look and see. Now this is this deck I'm telling you about. I really do love it. I think we're going to do some great work together, my guide and I, with this beautiful deck. Let's see what else that she wants to bring forward. Oh, wonderful. Look, this is a really wonderful outlook to this, whatever this is that's going on around you at the moment, even though you may be in a temporary standstill, even though you may have to look at things from a different aspect. You know that maybe you need to bring balance in what's going on here, whatever's happening in your life. Maybe there is a need for you to maybe communicate more, speak your truth. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. Cooperation, and maybe we have to compromise a little bit. There's nothing wrong with compromise. There's nothing wrong with um, accepting somebody else's opinion because we can't always be too proud to do that, can we? We mustn't be too proud. We have to, analyze it, um, speak about it, discuss it, and then if their opinion makes sense, say, okay, I'll agree to give it a go. Now, sometimes that's the best way to go because it could be a very good outcome. Some of you, I'm being told, find that hard to do, okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with that if it's part of your personality. Many of you could have this wonderful gift of, really having powerful intuition and following it. And if you have powerful intuition, if you're an intuitive and you always listen to your gut instincts and you always listen to what your guides are telling you, you have that gift of knowing. And so it's not always easy if people try and argue a point with you because you've got this belief system. And your belief system, if it's from spirit, will be right. So it's not always easy to compromise in a situation like that because you can't explain to people what it's like being who you are. Because this is also about it's important to be yourself. And having that faith and trust in the knowing that I know I'm right because I've got this these instincts, these gifts that I know I'm never wrong because I'm never wrong because I always follow them. People who always follow their gut instincts, they don't go astray at all. They're usually very successful. And so it's very possible some of you may be like that in this situation or in anything that's going on in your life at the moment or even in the near future because you may read this, you may get this video, might jump out at you in 3 or 4 weeks' time, and so it'll be relevant then. When you watch this video, it's relevant then. You'll find it when you're meant to. Okay, please trust that the spirit realm will bring this to you when you're meant to. I had a lady send me a message on a comment on a video I did a year ago, and she sent it to me the other day. And she said, I just found this video that you did a year ago. And look, she said, it just resonated with her. And 12 months later, she hadn't seen it before then. And this is what can happen. This is why we just put it out there. Know that whoever finds us, you're meant to. We're talking about relationships in business, in life. We're talking about weighing up your decisions, carefully weighing things up, looking after yourself. If you've got a decision at the moment around your health, for example, are you struggling with something and you're unwell and you've got a decision to make. You've got a decision you need to make. And you're thinking, I don't know whether I want to go down this path. I don't know whether I want to do that. I don't know whether I can trust but I'm going to get over this, or it's hard if you've got to make a difficult decision. And so that in itself could be why they've given you this beautiful card, this message here, which is the Ten of Cups. I'm going to read you the message on this card because, as I said to you, the messages are really quite unreal, the way this woman has interpreted the story. I want you to know that this is all about things working out okay. This is also about things working out okay. But there is still a need to talk about things. There is still a need to maybe wait for that perfect timing. Cooperation and compromise. If it's your health we're talking about today, I'm being told to say to you, don't rush in. Take your time. This is what Spirit wants to say to you. Make sure you look into everything. Make sure you look into everything. Ask yourself, is there an alternative here? Is there an alternative here? Can I fix this another way? And so you need to look into it. You may be you may be thinking, well, should I go to a naturopath? Naturopaths study for 6 years, so they're not quacks, believe you me. They study for years and years. Herbalists, people who try and help people naturally with natural foods, natural herbs from our Creator, natural ways, oil, all sorts of things. Maybe you're thinking about that. And so Spirit is saying, well, if you are, then why not look into it? Why not find out, is there another way around this? I have a naturopath who cures things that they say are incurable. The same naturopath had a doctor who sent his mother to her. So, there are naturopaths, and then there are wonderful, wonderful naturopaths who have this something else. They study longer and do more and more and more. She's a herbalist and so many things. She's a great healer. She's a great healer. She's helped a lot of people not have to go down the path of surgery. And so there are people like that out there. So ask Spirit, can you guide me here? Can you guide me, please, to what I need to do with this health issue that I've got at the moment? And that will apply to some of you who are watching today, because my guide has gone down that path of talking about health. Others, you may be in a situation where you really do need to bring balance in. You need to bring balance maybe in your friendships, maybe in your relationship. Maybe you're weighing things up. Are you weighing some things up? You're thinking, I don't know whether I should do this or whatever. Should I do this? Are you feeling a little bit entrapped? Are you feeling this? Are you feeling trapped? Is there a bit of entrapment? Is there a bit of control in that situation that's going on around you at the moment? Because if that is the case, then naturally you need to try and bring in compromise and cooperation, or maybe you need to bring in balance and moderation into the way you're thinking about this. Are you feeling out of balance? Do you feel that your whole world is like this because you're in a situation where you might be feeling a little bit entrapped? Are you in a job where you're just not happy and it's not a nice place, and you just feel like, I hate being here, I don't like what's going on around me? Is there somebody in your family, a family member that you just don't get on with them? And you just don't like the way they talk to you or the way they treat you. There's all sorts of feelings of entrapment, isn't there? But entrapment is a fear. It's a terrible fear. But when this card comes up, the big message about this card is this. Those two people there, those chains are really not holding them down. There are chains there, but you can't see them. In the Rider-Waite, in the original tarot, and a lot of the other tarots, the chains are around their necks, but not here. These people are in despair. He's got his head in his hands, saying, "Oh, I just don't know what I'm going to do here." And she's also looking out, wondering, "What do I do here?" And so, what do you do in a situation like that when you are entrapped? You make plans to free yourself. You make plans to create a different future, a happier life, a life where you will be happy. It doesn't have to be a house on the hill, or this is just this is the cups here really is a rainbow. There's also a rainbow there. If you're you are in a situation of entrapment and it's affecting your health, it's affecting you in all ways of your life, then maybe it's time for you to make some plans, start planning as an escape. Here we have the Queen of Wands. This is all about your home. This is all about your home. Are you feeling a little bit, some of you feeling a little bit entrapped in your home? It's possible, it is possible. But the one card I want to really read the story of is this one. The Queen of Wands, she takes control of things. She's a real organizer. She takes control. She is, the Queen of Wands, of course, we're talking, about a person who's very organized. And so maybe there's time for you to start getting organized on changing some things, taking control, being strong, knowing what you want, and planning your future. But let's have a little look at what the Ten of Cups is telling you, because we usually only choose one card, and I was told to get another one, and I have to do as I'm told. But let's see what the Ten of Cups is trying to say to you. Just as I say, I'm not used to reading out of books, so I'm still getting used to this book here. Here it is here. So this is the happy ending. This is all about a happy ending. Thank goodness. And also joy and bliss, emotional connection with others. So again, this is all about relationships. So this reading, this is not a love reading. I don't do love readings. Well, I could, but I don't really go down that path. I'll be honest with you, because I think that's too personal. But this is not a love reading. This is a general message for all of you out there, and many of you will be in these situations. So this is about contentment and peace, connection with others. So we're talking about, compromise and cooperation and moderation. It's understanding, it's about spiritual awareness, depth of emotional wisdom, happy marriage and relationships, perfection in life. So we're talking about, let me read you how this lady interprets this card, because she really is an amazing author. The way she's put her interpretation into each one is really quite pronounced. Once upon a time, there was a boy. That's what it's. Her readings, they're like romantic, He was the youngest of three sons. He undertook many tasks and adventures on a quest for understanding and love. And he went out into the world to find himself. Isn't that the real reason for any quest, any adventure? To understand truly is not to know the world out there, but to know the world in here within yourself. And so the youngest of the three sons, after many experiences, found a reflection of his quest for understanding in another, a girl, the youngest of three daughters who sought peace, happiness, and fulfillment. In each other they found love. Together they made the world brighter, the sorrows gentler, and the nights warmer. Eventually they were married, and in time they became parents to twins, a boy and a girl, who one day would grow up to feel the same desire to look out to the world for happiness. This is the way of our world, that true bliss can only be found in the love one has for oneself and others, beauty shared and beauty created. And the last paragraph there, to find love in oneself, for oneself and others. And this is all about relationships, yes, but it is also about emotional connection with others. It's about contentment and peace. It's about finding, looking and searching for what you want, and working towards this. This is what this is all about. This is the outcome that you really want, isn't it, in life? We all want this, don't we? But we do have to compromise sometimes. Sometimes we have to work in with others, even if they're difficult people. And not everybody's easy to get on with. However, if you do that, if you're working together with somebody, if you're trying to compromise or you're trying to work something out with somebody, even though you may feel it's a temporary standstill at the moment, it's important to be yourself, trust in yourself, you know who you are, you know your belief systems. If you have gut instincts that you just know the decision you need to make, then maybe it's you that has to, instead of you being the one to compromise, maybe you need to try and let these other people, or this other person, or this group of people, whatever it is, understand where you're coming from with this and explain it all. Explain that this is how I see it. This is how I see it, you know, and bring balance back into the whole scenario of what we're talking about here, what's going on in your life. If I'm being told to say to you on that subject of putting your ideas forward and trying to convince others about what you can see, what dreams you can see for the future, my guide is saying to you, you don't give up on this. You stand your ground. Stick to your guns and stand your ground. Okay? It's very important that you do. Right? And you're not trapped. If you feel you are, then you change things so that you can walk away from it. Okay? If you feel that, they just don't seem to want to listen to me, or they just don't understand, or whatever, uh, then maybe you need to just walk away from this. Take your ideas with you, because you're the one with the ideas. You're the one with all the ideas in your head, and you're the one with all the dreams. This is what you want. You've got to walk away from entrapment. You've got to walk away from situations if they're going to hold you back and if they're going to create, stagnation. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. And so be strong. Be strong. Be who you are. This is a beautiful queen. She's a beautiful queen, Queen of Wands. Very organized, very smart cookie, good in business, got a bit of a business head too. So if you've got a business brain, you've got a business brain. Being told to say to you too, don't allow anybody to take you for granted, because people who have business brains come up with wonderful ideas. They really come up with great ideas. And look how she's hanging on to that cat. She's hanging on to everything she's got there, the wand and the cat's all mine. This is who I am, and this is my life. I'm competent. I'm a good person to talk to. I'm wise. There's a lot of beautiful things about this wonderful lady, and she's good at working and growing things too. She's good at creating good business and good family and everything. And she's reliable. To be reliable, or find somebody who's reliable for you in this journey that you're on at the moment. See who can you rely on? Is there somebody you can rely on? That's great. Not rely on yourself. Rely on yourself. I want to also have a look and see what my guide would like to say to you when it comes to any form of releasing that you may feel that you need to do at the moment. I mean, are you ready to release something? Do you feel you need to release something? Let's have a look. This is such a lovely deck. They are affirmations. In many ways, it is a deck of affirmations, I guess. But affirmations are something I'm very passionate about. I say mine every day. And I always encourage people to begin, start to affirm things every day in your life and use affirmations on a regular basis. Use them every day because they bring in abundance. That's how you do it, by putting it out there every day. So let's see what Spirit wants to say when it comes to the letting go deck, the message for this reading and for the people who are watching today, please. What is it you'd like to say? A mind that is concentrated on positive thought has the power to increase the likelihood that the positive thought will materialize in the world of events. Isn't that a beautiful message? The most successful people in the world are those who hold in mind the highest good for all concerned, including themselves. They know that there is a win-win solution to every problem. A feeling of personal fulfillment comes naturally from their positive contribution to the lives of others. Now, that confirms what we were talking about before, doesn't it? It makes sense. They know that there is a win-win situation to every problem. A feeling of personal fulfillment comes naturally from their positive contribution to the lives of others. These are people who think positive all the time. When you concentrate on positive thoughts, you have the power to increase those positive things, and they materialize. They materialize. One day I'm going to do a video on the story of a little cottage I bought. I must do it. It's an amazing story about faith and trust in the spirit realm, and I have to share it with the world because yeah, it's something that happened to me that yeah, I think I might do, and I'll look out for it, everyone. It'll probably be the story of my little cottage or something like that on the river or something like that. It was a little cottage I bought on the river, but there's a big story behind how I got it. And I got it because I believed it was meant for me because they wouldn't take my money. They said no to my first offer. And I just kept thinking about that cottage and how it belonged to me. It was mine. And I couldn't sell it. I couldn't sell it. That's because it belonged to me. I said, that's going to be mine. I'll tell you the story one day in a video. And I created that. I created the scenario of finally, after over a year, I bought my little cottage. Um, the most successful people in the world are those who hold in mind the highest good of all concerned. The highest good of all concerned. Do you know what that's saying to you? They hold in mind the highest good of all concerned, including themselves. That's being somebody who's not judgmental, who takes people for who they are and accepts them. Acceptance is a big thing. If you can accept others for who they are and not judge them, you're a beautiful soul. You're a beautiful soul. They know that there's a win-win situation to every problem. They believe that no matter what, no matter what it is that you've got to discuss here, no matter what it is that you've got to try and bring into balance, you've got to believe that you can do it. You can do this. It's just a matter of working around it, talking about it. A feeling of personal fulfillment comes naturally from will come naturally from your positive contribution to the lives of others as well. So be a shining light. Be that shining light. Believe, be positive, always have positive thoughts, because if you have no idea the power of what you're thinking about. There's some of us, there are many of us on this planet, those who are great believers in the power of spirit, who work with spirit and trust spirit, but also trust themselves and believe in the power of themselves with the help of spirit. And those of us who are like that, there's nothing that we can't create. And we spend our whole life creating wonderful things for ourselves and very often for others, because people like myself, we send out prayers and distant healing for others. And everything we think, everything we put out there, everything we say goes out into the energy of the ethers. It goes out because we're all energy. Our planet is all energy. And when you do that, you're bringing in good thoughts and good feelings for yourself, because you must feel good about even wanting to do something like that, because it's a wonderful thing to do. But you're putting it out, and the universe is saying, "Wow, look at this. They're putting out prayers for somebody else. Isn't that wonderful? They deserve." So it's like a boomerang. It comes back, has to come back, doesn't it? What you put out, what you sow, you reap. There's no doubt about it. If you're a nasty person, if you're really nasty, why did you get that way? What made you that way? Well, tell you what, change your mind. Say, you know what, that's not me. That's really, I wasn't born like that. This, this happened, that happened, and it's made me bitter and it's made me angry. And I say to you, a mind that is concentrated on positive thoughts has the power to increase the likelihood that the positive thought will materialize in the world of events. And so become a positive. You can change just like that. You say to yourself, I am loved, I am worthy, I am safe, I am free, I am powerfully protected. I am the master of my body, I am the ruler of my mind. And that is a wonderful affirmation. And so this reading has been about, maybe having to, maybe having to compromise a little bit. Maybe there is a temporary standstill at the moment, but that's not going to stay that way. Nothing does, it never does. It's important to be yourself. It's important to believe in yourself, be who you are. Maybe there's a need for you to wait for perfect timing on something. At the moment, if you're watching this in August this month, Mercury is in retrograde, has been until I think it's about another 10 days, I think. And so maybe if you can wait for perfect timing, good. If there's a need for moderation, cooperation, and compromise with others, again, it's important. It's very important to be yourself, believe in yourself, and if you know in your heart and soul that you're right, then put yourself across in a loving way. Use honey, not vinegar. Make your words, business-like, professional, and confident. If you've got any issues about, weighing up your decisions at the moment, again, they're saying, if you're weighing things up, then just hang in there. Just don't rush in. If you're struggling with a decision about your health, if you're worried about that, again, my guide has said to you, you don't have to rush in. You should never rush in on something that you're a little bit uncertain about, if you are uncertain. But we want to say this, there is a wonderful outcome here. This is all about happiness. It's about family. This is about things turning out right. It is about things turning out okay. It really, really is. And whatever you do, don't allow yourself to become entrapped or entrapped in any of this story today. Don't allow yourself to be, or if you feel trapped in some way, then there is a need for you to escape that. Make plans, or take action and free yourself from anything or anyone that is making you feel like that. So don't allow this to happen. Do not give your power to anybody else. Never do that. And if you feel like somebody has power over you or controlling you or things like, that sort of a situation as well, then there is a need for you to take action because they'll keep doing that as long as you allow them. Never allow this to happen, darlings, please. It's not good to allow somebody to have control over you. We have to be who we are. Be yourself. You have to be, it's important to be yourself because if you're not, you will always be at a standstill. You will always be stagnant because you lose yourself in a situation like this. You lose your heart and soul when you allow somebody to have control over you. And it's not their place to do that, but they will if they can. There are people like this out there. You know that, and I know that. They're everywhere. But I always say to people, well, that can't happen to you unless you let it. And then somebody might say, yeah, but I don't know how to get out of this. And say, well, what you do is, you spend every day thinking about how can I do this? Who can help me? How can I plan to change this? And you may need people to help you to get you to a stage where you have that happy outcome. And you be organized and strong, especially if you're there's no gender to these readings, but if you are, in a female situation, or males can also be entrapped, whatever your gender, we're not talking about a queen here, we're talking about what she represents in many ways. And this is what one's a family and career. They do represent that in the tarot. But when I look at her and I see the days, the sunflowers around her and everything, she's a shining light, she's a shining. Maybe you need to find a shining light. Maybe there's somebody out there who can help you to release yourself from this entrapment that you feel you're in at the moment at this stage in your life. Maybe there is that chance that somebody there will help you. Or you need to plan things. You need to take control in your mind, believe that you can do it, and you will do it. I hope that some of this, or maybe all of it, has resonated with you today. We've covered a few different subjects. Just know that Archangel Raphael is an archangel I call upon. I have called upon quite a bit in my life. The archangels do exist. They are there, and they have been seen by. I think there was a Russian 3 Russian astronauts many years ago. Of course, they were told not to say anything, but it did come out eventually. That were up there in their little thing that they go up in, and they saw um, some angels, uh, and they said they looked about 10 foot tall. They probably were only 7 foot tall. They might have been 10 foot tall, but angels have been sighted out there in the universe. And they'll also tell you any of these astronauts that work on these things up there, um, they, I don't know, they've gone out of my head. I should know what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm talking about. Any of them that put on those suits to go out there, work on the stations, the stations that they're staying on or working on, will tell you that when they come back in, there's a perfume. There's a perfume that's on their suits, and out there's a perfume, and it's unbelievable. They can't seem to get it off their suits, and so there's some sort of beautiful scent or perfume when they get out up there, out of our atmosphere and into something else. So there's a lot of mystery, isn't there, in the world? There's a lot of mystery. The archangels do exist. They are very real. They are very real. And this archangel I have called on over the years for my health and also for difficulty in relationships, and not for love relationships. I'm a very happily married lady, thank God. But I have met people who have been difficult in my life. I have, people who have befriended me rather than me befriending them, because I am very cautious. And I have had sometimes I've had a couple of instances where people have been a little bit too pushy or forcing themselves onto me. And I've said to Archangel Raphael, look, I don't want to say or do anything to hurt this person. So can you help me with this? Can you help me with this friendship or this relationship that I'm uncomfortable with or whatever? And I would talk to Archangel Raphael and ask for his help. And you know what? Every time he sorted it out, every time. And also if I've ever had health issues over the years. But 3 years ago, I came down with a very bad virus, and I was ill for quite some time. I think it was Ross River fever. And it made me ill for about 3 months, and that's why I stopped doing my YouTube channel for about a year. I had to recover from it, and I asked for his help, and I said, can you help me to heal, please? And even though it took me a while to heal, I have healed and I was strong. He helped me to be strong, to believe that I was going to get better and I was going to get through it and come back to normal. And that's what's happened. And I know that he gave me the strength to believe in that and to continuously believe I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I just need to do the right thing. I just need to make changes. And his strength is what helped me to get through my belief system that he's an angel that is there to help us with our health and relationships as well. So believe in the archangels, talk to them, and you'll be amazed at how quickly they will come and come forth and help you. Everyone, I'd love for you to become a part of my subscribers, my family of believers. It would be wonderful. We really do love your comments. Every comment that I get, I read. And I just do a quick heart because I don't have the time to answer every one of them unless I feel I need to. But most of the time, I appreciate your wonderful messages. Thank you so much for the wonderful feedback that we do get. We really appreciate it. It's lovely to hear from you and to know that we have helped you in your life, in the journey that you're on here at the moment. And so I might just give you a little heart, little tick on the heart, just to let you know that, oh, Linda's read my message, and I love doing that. If you would like to let me know where you're from, as you know, I'm from Australia, from the Sunshine Coast, and we live in the hinterland up here, and we love it. And I'd love to hear where you're from, and maybe you'd like to share that with me as well. So if you'd like to subscribe down there in the corner there, I hope I'm in the right corner. Might be in the wrong corner. Maybe I should be there. Do you like to subscribe? And tick. That would be lovely. And so, everybody, until the next time, please take care, look after yourself. And I really look forward to the next time we meet. Bye bye for now.